I'm taking my shoes off in case I've got to run out myself.
My arm.
Let me see your arm.
My arm is a stupid.
Milk or water?
And just when we thought it was over, he took a break for it again and grabbed a scooter.
Stop on your scooter now.
Once again, Bronson broke out of his timeout and he was heading towards the traffic. But this time, he was on a scooter, giving his mum a challenge to catch up with him.
You are not to come out of the house, okay? You're to sit down in penalty and have...
How many times is this child going to run out of the house, and are we going to be lucky because he's not been hit by a car? I mean, at that point, you realise there can't be any more timeouts.
So I'm actually going to make a decision here on observation. You're going to forget about timeout with him today because I've seen how you handle timeout.
Okay. When Joe had me stop putting Bronson in the penalty box, I felt like a failure.
But let's take away this situation right now because it's too dangerous.
Okay.
Far too dangerous.
Let's talk about something very pressing, and that's safety. Yesterday, I told you, let's not do timeout.
Right.
For me to say that, that's pretty big because timeout's necessary.
Right.
If you know me, you know you need consequences and discipline. But when I was faced with little Bronson running out, and yesterday, he was extremely close to that main road out there. That was seriously dangerous.
Isn't an excuse, but in Bronson typically, he hasn't gone that way. And then, you know, he'll get a smack on his bottom and I'll tell him, you cannot, in a big voice, you know, you cannot cross, you know.
But it's how you're saying it. You don't have to be aggressive, you have to be assertive. You have to recognize that that's a danger zone. And by no means is that acceptable. They need to be able to listen to you, but they don't. And the reason they don't is discipline. It's a bit of a muck-up, isn't it, discipline?
Yes.
I'm here to set the record straight of why your penalty box isn't working. You guys do not give your children a warning. So you never allow them to think for themselves and to make choices for themselves that then allow them to be accountable for their consequences.
Yeah, that makes a lot better sense.
The second situation here is that when they're in the penalty box, if they just move an inch out of the little square that you give them, you place them back. So of course, the time escalates again and escalates again. So you guys go around in circles to the point that you then become inconsistent. And when you're inconsistent, the message the boys get, today you may stick to your guns, tomorrow you might not. So we do need to tweak the discipline, and we'll do that with your penalty box because it's there and it's in place, but we'll use it properly. So
now he just hit me, so.
Correct. Okay. And you will say to him that if he wants to sit up there and watch what you're doing, he can.
Okay.
Or he can go and play, but you don't want the hitting.
Okay. If you would like to sit on the counter next to Mommy and JoJo and watch, then you can. Or you can go play Play-Doh in the other room.
But Bronson had his own agenda for us.
Once in a while, they'll buy lunch, but typically they bring their lunch to school.
He's going through the motions with you because he wants to see what you're going to do next.
Okay.
You give him a warning for his behaviour.
Stop spitting at Mommy or you will go into the penalty box.
Right, stand up.
I don't like penalty box.
What you're going to do is to place him into the penalty box, okay? And you're going to tell him why he's there. You're then going to ignore him completely and you're going to set the alarm for 3 minutes, okay?
You're sitting in here for hitting and spitting at Mommy and you're going to sit down.
Oh, that voice is not good enough. Oh, no. This is what I'm talking about, this voice.
You're sitting in penalty box for spitting and hitting Mommy, and that's not acceptable. And you're gonna sit down for 3 minutes and not get up.
Ignore the profanity, don't even worry about that. It's all for a reaction.
Kids use bad language to get a rise out of the parents. So the quickest way to eliminate that is to ignore it. He got up from that penalty box over 25 times.
I hate you, Supernanny.
Bronson's most challenging with timeouts because he's continuously getting up and running in all different directions and...
You're responding to his naughty behaviour, but you're not reacting to his outbursts of profanity.
Okay.
It wouldn't be the first time that I've heard children swear at me and call me every name under the sun. And I'm sure it won't be the last either.
Bronson felt very threatened having Joe in the house and helping me with the penalty box.
It was challenging, but she followed through, and eventually she got to the bottom of it where he had to do his time.
Mommy put you in penalty time for hitting and spitting at Mommy. You need to tell Mommy you're sorry.
I'm sorry.